goes, that's not that surprising.
The fear for the layperson like myself is that AI becomes sentient and makes its own decisions, and then ultimately decides to just govern the world, do it its own way. They're like, you guys, you had a good run, but we're taking over now.
Yeah, but my AI is going to take care of me. I mean, this is the cybersecurity argument.
Yes. Well,
you have an AI, and it's super smart, but my AI is super smart too. And maybe your AI, let's pretend for a second that we understand what consciousness is, and we understand what sentience is, and that in fact,
we really are just pretending.
Okay, let's just pretend for a second that we believe that. I don't actually don't believe that, but nonetheless, let's pretend we believe that. So your AI is conscious, and my AI is conscious, and let's say your AI is, wants to, I don't know, do something surprising. My AI is so smart that it might be surprising to me, but it probably won't be surprising to my AI. And so maybe my AI thinks it's surprising as well, but it's so smart, the moment it sees it the first time, it's not going to be surprised the second time, just like us. And so I think the idea that only one person has AI, and that one person's AI compares everybody else's AI as Neanderthal, is probably unlikely. I think it's much more like cybersecurity.
Interesting. I think the fear is not that your AI is going to battle with somebody else's AI. The fear is that AI is no longer going to listen to you. That's the fear, is that human beings won't have control over it after a certain point. If it achieves sentience and then has the ability to be autonomous.
That there's one AI.
Well, they just combine.
Yeah, becomes one AI.
That it's a life form.
Yeah.
But there's arguments about that, right? That we're dealing with some sort of synthetic biology, that it's not as simple as new technology, that you're creating a life form.
If it's like life form, let's go along with that for a while. I think if it's like life form, as you know, all life forms don't agree. And so I'm going to have to go with your life form and my life form are going to agree, because my life form is going to want to be the super life form. And now that we have disagreeing life forms, we're back again to where we are.
Well, they would probably cooperate with each other. It would just the reason why we don't cooperate with each other is we're territorial primates. But AI wouldn't be a territorial primate. It would realize the folly in that sort of thinking, and it would say, listen, there's plenty of energy for everybody. We don't need to dominate. We're not trying to acquire resources and take over the world. We're not looking to find a good breeding partner. We're just existing as a new super life form that these cute monkeys created for us.
Okay. Well, that would be a superpower with no ego.
Right.
And if it has no ego, why would it have the ego to do any harm to us?
Well, I don't assume that it would do harm to us, but the fear would be that we would no longer have control, and that we would no longer be the apex species on the planet. That this thing that we created would now be. Is that funny?
No. I just think it's not going to happen.
I know you think it's not going to happen, but it could, right?
It could,
here's the other thing is like, if we're racing towards and could be the end of human beings being in control of our own destiny.
I just think it's extremely unlikely.
Yeah. That's what they said in the Terminator movie.
And it hasn't happened.
No, not yet, but you guys are working towards it. The thing about, you're saying about conscience and sentience, that you don't think that AI will achieve consciousness? Or that
the question
consciousness
is, what's the
specific?
definition? Yeah,
right.
What's the definition of
What
consciousness?
What is the definition to you?
Consciousness, I guess, first of all, you need to know about your own existence. You have to have experience, not just knowledge and intelligence. The concept of a machine having an experience I'm not. Well, first of all, I don't know what defines experience. Why we have experiences, and
Right.
yeah, and why this microphone doesn't. And so I think I know. I think I know what consciousness is. The sense of experience, the ability to know self versus the ability to be able to reflect, know our own self, the sense of ego. I think all of those human experiences probably is what consciousness is. But why it exists versus the concept of knowledge and intelligence, which is what AI is defined by today.
Mm-hmm.
It has knowledge, it has intelligence, artificial intelligence. We don't call it artificial consciousness. Artificial intelligence, the ability to perceive, recognize, understand, plan, perform tasks. Those things are foundations of intelligence. To know things, knowledge. It's clearly different than consciousness.
But consciousness is so loosely defined. How can we say that? I mean, doesn't a dog have consciousness?
Yeah,
Dogs seem to be pretty conscious.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's a lower level consciousness than a human being's consciousness.
I'm not sure. Yeah, right.
Well, and
The question
it's-
is what
no,
lower
not
level
even lower
intelligence.
level,
It's
yeah.
lower level intelligence.
Yes.
But I don't know that's lower level consciousness.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Good
I
point.
believe my dogs feel as much as I feel.
Yeah, they feel a lot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they get attached to you.
That's
They-
right.
They get depressed if you're not there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's definitely that.
Yeah.
The concept of experience.
Right.
But isn't AI interacting with society? So doesn't it acquire experience through that interaction? If you haven't-
I don't think interactions is experience. I think experience is a collection of feelings, I think.
You're aware of that AI, I forget which one, where they gave it some false information about one of the programmers having an affair with his wife just to see how it would respond to it. And then when they said they were going to shut it down, it threatened to blackmail him and reveal his affair. And it was like, whoa, like it's conniving. Like if that's not learning from experience and being aware that you're about to be shut down, which would imply at least some kind of consciousness, or you could kind of define it as consciousness if you were very loose with the term. And if you imagine that this is going to exponentially become more powerful, wouldn't that ultimately lead to a different kind of consciousness than we're defining from biology?
Well, first of all, let's just break down what it probably did. It probably read somewhere. There's probably text that in these consequences, certain people did that. You know, I could
Right.
imagine a novel
Right.
having those words related.
Sure.
And so inside,
it realizes its strategy for survival
it's
is
just a bunch of numbers.
blackmail.
It's just a bunch of numbers that in the collection of numbers that relates to a husband cheating on a wife, has subsequently a bunch of numbers that relates to blackmail and such things. However, whatever the revenge was,
Right.
and so it has spewed it out. And so it's just like, you know, it's just as if I'm asking it to write me a poem in Shakespeare. It just, whatever the words are, in that dimensionality, this dimensionality is all these vectors in multi-dimensional space. These words that were in the prompt that described the affair subsequently led to one word after another, led to some revenge and something. But it's not because it had consciousness or, it just spewed out those words, generated those words.